London is not a beautiful city. Under the soot that covers its buildings is a teeming mass of 4 million souls trying to survive, mostly off of each other. You see it in the paper every day. Thankfully, we have the London Times to keep us informed of all these troubling activities with an unbiased eye and razor-sharp accuracy. We find this publication to be of invaluable assistance in our investigations, and I'm sure you will as well. Among the forces of evil which run rampant in this city, there are also, thankfully, 2 groups of individuals who will aid us in our cause. As we do, they attempt to right wrongs and restore harmony and civility to the streets of London. The first of these groups is a ragtag association of young ruffians. I call them the Baker Street Irregulars. Don't let them fool you. They may be scruffy and ill-bred, but they are on the right side of the law. They can go everywhere, see everything, and overhear everyone. They are my eyes and ears in the streets of London, unquestionably a tremendous asset in our work. They will help us in our investigations if they can. The other group is a far more civilized collection of gentlemen and institutions. I call them the Baker Street Regulars. They, too, will be extremely useful in our work. At the start of any investigation, do keep in mind that it is a capital mistake to theorize before one has data. Unwittingly, one begins to twist facts to suit theories instead of theories to suit facts. The people and places to whom I will now introduce you will help us to collect the facts. May we use them wisely. Come, the game's afoot.
This has been a very upsetting day for me.
Undoubtedly, Sir Simpson, you are referring to last night's theft of the 2 De Kuyper paintings from the National Gallery.
You've heard?
All of London has heard.
Tell us, what do you know of this unfortunate affair?
Well, about 6 months ago, July 1st to be exact, an auction was held at Arbitrator's Gallery with the 2 new recently discovered De Kuypers.
I'd never heard of the artist before reading the newspaper this morning. Who was he?
A student of Rubens, and until recently, there were only 6 of his paintings in existence.
Who owned those 6?
4 were in the Louvre in Paris, 1 in the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam, and 1 in the private collection of Lord Winslow Smedley of London.
How did you hear of this auction?
From Brady Norris, my head curator. I immediately gave my authorization to purchase the paintings.
Well, how much did you pay for the paintings, Sir Simpson?
£125,000. No paltry sum, to be sure, but decidedly less than what we had anticipated.
I had no idea art could be so costly.
People are awed by anything which they believe to be rare.
Indeed, and that is why I was determined to bring together the known De Kuypers for a show. The respective owners agreed, and in 2 days the exhibition was to have opened.
Tell me, Sir Simpson, how well was the De Kuyper show publicized?
Oh, it has been common knowledge for weeks.
And when were the other paintings to be hung in the gallery?
Tomorrow.
Where are the other 4 paintings?
The Louvre collection is at the French Embassy under the care of Monsieur Beauclerc, and the Rijksmuseums de Kuiper is in our storeroom.
And Lord Smedley's?
Well, we were to pick his up in the morning at his London townhouse.
Thank you, Sir Simpson. I think we have all the facts we need to begin now. I hope we shall be able to clear up this matter in a very short time. What can you tell us about your de Kuiper, Lord Smedley?
Well, I've had it for several years. Considered myself quite lucky at the time when Monsieur Dunay put me in touch with a Dutchman who wanted to sell it.
Do you recall that gentleman's name?
I don't believe I ever knew it.
May we ask where your de Kuiper is now, Lord Smedley?
Oh, I've deposited it in the vault at Cox and Company until this matter is cleared up.
I half expected it, you know.
Why is that, Ellis?
Because something seemed fishy about the whole de Kuiper affair from the start. My European contacts told me lots of art collectors over there were terribly upset when they heard the 2 paintings were being auctioned on such short notice. They felt sure there had to be a reason.
And why might that be?
Well, it's all supposition, mind you, but maybe there was a behind-the-scenes agreement to exclude certain people from bidding.
What did you learn, Watson?
Mr. Hypsilanti is having moussaka for dinner.
No. What did you learn about his whereabouts last night?
Oh, well, seems he came home with some friends and created quite a ruckus, singing and dancing till the wee hours of the morning.
Certainly, I know many criminals who are capable of stealing paintings. Most of them are in jail. You could probably obtain information on them at the Office of Records.
This one's a real puzzler, if you ask me.
We've noticed.
There was no evidence of forced entry. But if you could figure out that part of the puzzle, you've solved 90% of the case. The who and why will come easily after that.
Won't need your meddling on this one, Holmes. We've got it all under control.
How's that, Inspector?
It was an inside job. All evidence indicates that the thief had a key. It appears he exited through an open window in one of the offices. We're checking out all of the guards and the gallery staff.
Have any suspects?
Not at the moment, but we'll get our man, I've no doubt.
A student of Rubens and a painter in Rubens' studio until his death in 1612. Looks like that ended his career.
Excellent deduction, Watson.
Oh, thank you. Well, none of de Kuyper's work was thought to have survived until recently. In 1872, the painting Lady in a Rose Garden was discovered in a Brussels church attic by art expert Pierre Donnet, who attributed it to de Kuyper. This painting now hangs in the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam. Since then, 5 other de Kuyper paintings have been found. For a thorough study of de Kuyper's style, see Style and Color of de Kuyper by Jean-Paul Beauclerk, Paris, 1878. Sir Jasper, could I trouble you for a few moments of your time?
Always a pleasure to help, Watson. But I must admit I'm not much of an art buff.
Actually, I wanted to ask you about Matthew Cole, the chap that died in the fire.
Yes, well, he may have died in the fire. But according to my autopsy findings, he definitely did not die because of the fire.
What?
Not a trace of smoke in the chap's lungs. No, I'd say the nasty bump on his head was what caused his demise.
Excuse me, Dr. Murray. May I have a moment of your time?
Ah, Whitson. So nice to see you again.
It's Watson, sir.
Glad to hear it. Now, what can I do for you, Whitson?
Holmes and I are interested in the debris from the fire of Matthew Cole's hotel room.
Aye, such a tragedy. Everything was soaked with kerosene. No doubt this one was arson. Not much left to analyze. I found a key in his pocket. No number on it, though. Ah, but there was one other thing. A piece of canvas oil painting.
An oil painting?
Aye, it was smeared with Prussian blue paint.
Oh, may I have a look at it?
No, sorry. I sent it over to London University for me brother Mortimer to examine. He's a professor of chemistry, you know. An expert on paint pigments. Here's the information you requested. Hope it can help.
Clifton Maddox, art gallery owner, arrested in 1889 on suspicion of involvement in the theft of a Turner painting from the London home of Sir Charles Chandos. Tried and acquitted.
Is that loafer in trouble again?
No, madam. We simply want to speak with him.
Good luck finding him first. I ain't seen him since yesterday.
Ooh, my poor head. I believe I overdid it at Dame Agnes' bash last night.
Did you hear anything there that might be of interest to us?
I heard many things, Holmes, mostly from the chattering mouth of Pierre Donnet, world-renowned expert on De Kuyper. He has managed to do shockingly well for himself, considering 20 years ago he was a starving artist. But then his ship came in.
Whatever do you mean?
In 1872, he discovered the first De Kuyper in a church attic in Brussels. Soon after it sailed to Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam, he began a whole new and extravagant life. I suppose that's why he can afford to keep a luxurious suite at the Langham Hotel.
Did his discovery of the De Kuyper catapult his own work into the spotlight?
Hardly. Ooh. In fact, Donnet has never sold a painting done by his own hand.
Sorry, Holmes. No information here.
Well, let's not dawdle, Watson. There's work to be done. Shinwell, we're working on the National Gallery theft. Can you help us?
Oh, geez, mate. Picture pinching's a bit out of my league. Don't know a thing about it.
Have you seen or heard of any interesting meetings lately?
Well, I hear that Greek bloke's pretty steamed up about having missed the gavel at some auction or other. I heard he's been having a word or two with Clifton Maddox, who almost became a roommate of mine at Pentonville. Only a rumor, though.
Did the rumor happen to say anything else?
Only that Greek fella will do anything for a picture he wants. Hey, have a beer?
This appears to be a dead end, Holmes. I was unable to find any information of note on any of the individuals we have encountered so far in this case.
Well, let's not dawdle. There's work to be done.